Hey, hello, hi, it's me, Zach, and you're watching my channel documenting my transition as a trans guy. So, this is probably around a 5-month on T video, but I really struggle with numbers, so I don't actually fully know whereabouts I am. I'll work it out properly after I've made this and put it in the title, but I do think it's around the 5-month mark, or just shy of 5 months. Or maybe a day after 5 months. I don't know. Like I said, I'll work it out and put it in the title, so that's less confusing for you watching. As you can see, we're in my bedroom. I redid this area behind me. Not entirely all new, but the shelving system is new, and I've put all my filming stuff on that shelf there. And so I'm really excited to film here, basically. I didn't make this video yesterday, which was a Thursday, and like I normally make my videos on a Thursday or Tuesday. So today's Friday, the 16th of September. And I didn't make my video yesterday because I just wasn't in a very good place yesterday. And today the problems haven't just magicked away, but I'm working on being more positive. I do think of myself as an optimist and a relatively positive person. Sometimes that's just not always possible to stay positive, but I'm trying. And so this video, I'm making an effort with it today, and I wouldn't have done yesterday. And I want to give you guys the best quality I can at the time, and so this is a good compromise for now. Yeah, it might be a bit wonky. I'm using a slightly dodgy tripod, but film techniques aside, let's move on to changes. So the biggest change that I have noticed this month, well, from 3 to 4 months and then 4 to wherever I am now, is my voice. It's still fluctuating, but it is relatively stable, and I was watching some of my earlier videos and listening to some of the work I'd done during my undergrad when I was doing journalism, and my voice has dropped, and it's still finding its level place, but even if it were to stay where it is now, I'd be pretty fine with that, to be honest. I wouldn't have any issues if my voice didn't go any lower. I think it probably will, or at least it will settle down and steady out. But even if it were to stay like it is now, I really wouldn't be too fussed. My hair, I've had a haircut, and it's shorter, and it's different from anything I've ever had before. I think anything I've had before. I'm enjoying it. In terms of passing, I think this haircut's really helping with passing. It's more modern. Well, the fashion at the moment seems to be slightly retro, slightly dated, and I feel that look kind of suits me compared to current, always up-to-date things don't really suit me quite often. Kind of a retro classic kind of guy, I think. I don't know. Tell me if you think differently, but that's kind of what I think of my style. So, we've talked about my hair, we've talked about my voice. My hair is kind of light. My hair on my head is kind of lighter at the minute because of summer, and my hair always goes light over summer. My facial hair I shaved this week, so you're not going to see it on camera. I'm really annoyed because I broke my phone, so I've been unable to take my weekly selfies, and that's kind of really bothered me, and is one of the reasons that I was motivated to make a video, because I wanted something to document my voice and my face shape and all that sort of thing. So that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, but I felt I owed it to you, my viewers, because I've just noticed a significant boost in people watching my videos, and now I really feel that I need to keep my channel current and up to date and not disappoint anybody who might be following this. I've had messages from people asking about testo gel, comments from people asking about testo gel, so I feel that I really owe it to you. In my live Q&A session, I did say that I was going to make a video on passports and how to change your passports if you're in the UK. I'm really sorry that I've not done that yet. I have just been working on myself, and I know that sounds kind of stupid and lazy. It is lazy of me. I just haven't had the space or time or been in the right place to make that video. But it will happen, and I promise that I can help you. I did go to Peterborough this week, 2 days ago, to get my passport changed and updated, and I lost it, so basically a new one. So I can talk about that in another video, I promise. That is coming your way. Please be patient with me. Okay, so going back to changes, I know this video is very back and forth, and I really wanted it to be a good video, but it's a bit all over the place, all over the shop, as they say. So talking about changes, this t-shirt, so a friend of mine got it for my birthday in April, and when they bought it for me, it was too big. The neck was very, like, you could always see my binder. It was hanging off my shoulders, and now, very good useful present, because it now fits perfectly and I have clothes to wear. So happy days. So thank you to my friend who got that for me, because it's very useful and I like it. Thank you. Okay, and so I've had no significant changes in this week other than acne. I think you can see all of the acne. It is bad. I think that's partly because it's been warm, but I do think it's just my hormone levels up and down, up and down, up and down, but largely because it's warm as well. I found that the GC2B binder seems to be aggravating acne more so than the Underworks binder, and I think that might just be because of the material, and mainly because of the heat, to be honest. It's been a lot hotter here than it usually is. It's been getting to 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit, but it's pretty warm for here. So, and that doesn't really help, and exercising in a binder and wearing it for more than one day seems to really be aggravating acne and all that jazz. So, acne. Change. I've been getting sore throats when my voice has been when it seems to start to be breaking or changing. I always get a bit of a forewarning with my voice, my throat becoming very dry and as if I'm getting a cold. Just life. Teenagehood. Okay, this video is going to be really long, so I do apologise. I'll try and edit as best as I can. So, aside from physical changes, I wanted to talk about mental health and stress. I haven't really talked about this recently at all, but I'm at university and I'm doing a postgraduate degree, an MA in international relations. I wasn't sure if I wanted to share that part but I will. And it's been... I spoke to another YouTuber, Seb, if you are watching, hello. And I spoke to him about my experiences, and it has been a challenge this year. For those of you who may or may not know, I'm a university student. I'm doing an MA, so a Master's in International Relations, and it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really interesting, but I think that I was so adamant on being stealth, and it brought me a sense of happiness to begin with, and it was very liberating and freeing to know that no one knew my history. It wasn't openly out there. It wasn't the big thing about me, and I could just be myself. But in a way, it became something that I had to worry about, something that played up on my mind occasionally, and was something that I didn't want being out there, so to a point I was hiding. And it kind of felt like when I was hiding being trans before I came out as trans. So I'm going to make a whole video on that. I've been thinking of doing that video for so long, but I just never have got around to it. So now I'm coming to the end of my degree. I had a bit of a setback in terms of my emotions, and I do think that this month and the last month, rather than physical changes being the most part, it has been emotions and my well-being, sort of the mental side of things and emotional side of things, as opposed to it being all physical in terms of physical changes that you can see. And I found that quite tough to balance with doing my thesis or my dissertation, whatever you want to call it. I have 20,000 words to write, and that's supposed to be in for the end of the month, and I really struggled with motivation. I do have learning disabilities as well, which was part of the problem, but a lot of it was to do with dysphoria and feelings of me never going to get anywhere, and that my transition really wasn't, I felt that it wasn't where it should be at. And I do know that it's very easy for people to say, well, it's not easy for people to say, but people will say it. People have said it in the past, like, things take time, and I understand that. I really do. But at times it just felt that other people had been out for less time than me. People had been on hormones for less time than me, and were already reaching the next goals in their transition. I know that's the key difference. That's their transition and this is my transition, and everybody's transitions and everybody's journeys, whatever kind of transition it is in their life, be it gender or a stage in life or career changes, all that is all very individualistic to ourselves. But I just felt that I was really behind and wasn't where I should be, and that everything I wanted was being held back from me. So mainly here I'm talking about hormones and top surgery. And I just would get very down about this, and I still do. Less so about top surgery and hormones now, because I'm getting there, and I'm on that right path now. And just watching YouTubers and people that I knew through Facebook or whether it's real life, trans guys, reaching these goals before me, and even younger, much younger trans guys socially transitioning or on hormone blockers at a much younger age, and that feeling of jealousy, and it was very toxic emotions that I've been feeling, and that's not very good. But I'm being honest here. That's how I have been feeling, that's how I was feeling yesterday. Partly that was what happened yesterday, what brought me so down. And I guess I've not really talked about all of this for a while, and family as well. Things are just up and down, and I'm finding that tricky to deal with. I mentioned it in previous videos, but my family have taken a long time to understand, to accept, to come to terms with my transition, and that in itself takes a toll on you, both physically and emotionally. It can make me quite tired sometimes, and quite fed up, quite lethargic, because you spend so long living in two worlds almost. One, or now possibly even three. The people that know I'm trans and support and accept me, call me Zach, respect my pronouns, there for me if I need that extra support. Then you've got the people who know I'm trans, don't fully understand it, don't fully accept it, so use my old name, use old pronouns, that sort of thing. And then the third and interesting world of the people who just don't know I'm trans at all, and just view me as a cis young man. And it can be tricky living in these three different worlds, and I will make a full video on this, but I'm just giving you an idea of where I'm at and the thoughts that I have sometimes. So yesterday was particularly dark, and I got myself into a really big slump and didn't really know how to get out of it, but I'm finding ways, so that's a positive. And I'm not sharing all of this for sympathy, really. I know the vast majority of you who watch these videos all support me, and that's fantastic. I'm just sharing because partly I think me talking it through will help, but also there is this side of being LGBT which is sad, and everyone has those things though. I mean, everyone has a story to tell, everyone has something that makes them different, everyone has something that makes their life that little bit more difficult than it would be if they didn't have that thing. And so for me, one of those things is transition and the level of acceptance that comes with that sometimes. So I wrote something yesterday about these feelings I was having, and I think I might share that in the description. Yeah, I've decided. Yeah, I'll share it in the description. And I'm not looking for sympathy, and I'm not looking for that. It's just I really just want to share it with you. And I was actually I was happy with what I wrote, and it's like a little poem sort of thing, and I've not written creatively for a while, and I guess it just took that little bit of sadness to get me writing. And so yeah, I'll leave that below. In other things that were making me kind of down, I don't know any trans people who are significantly older than me. Well, I know one trans woman who is in her 60s, and I really respect her for what she's doing and her transition and how she has come out and is now living her life as it should be. And yeah, she's amazing. but I don't know anyone else really, and I don't know many. I know of some older trans YouTubers, but I don't know anybody in person. I can't. There's no one to look up to who is an older trans person, whether it's a trans woman or trans man, trans masculine, trans feminine. I mean, there are people like Kate Bornstein. Or was it Bornstein? Kate Bornstein? Bornstein? I don't know. But there are very few people either in the media, in the news, or in movies, in pop culture, in aspects that are visible for me to see and to look up to. At the moment, I think I really am struggling with a sense of a mentor kind of figure or a role model kind of figure that I can look up to and see where I might be in the future. And it's kind of making me a bit upset thinking about it. I mean, it's kind of similar to young girls in a way who, I mean, now there are more women in different roles who young girls can look up to and see. And I volunteer for a LGBT youth group, and there are some trans kids in the youth group, and I feel like, to some extent, I'm not saying to a huge extent, but to some extent, I think some of them kind of look up to me and can see me as an older trans person who has reached some kind of stage in life that is, you know, it's further ahead than them, and that's something that they can look up to. But I'm starting to really notice how I don't have that person to look up to. I've been, you know, thinking like the kind of jobs that I want to go into. I don't know of any LGBT people in those positions, let alone any trans people in those positions. And I do kind of feel kind of isolated by that and kind of alone by that. And I just am struggling with that. And I would also like to know more about family life as an older trans person. Having a partner, settling down, having a family, and I get that that's it can be seen to be a very cisnormative, heteronormative lifestyle, but at the end of the day, we all want love, we all want happiness, and I think a lot of us want a good job and those idealistic ways of life that of how we're expected to live. And you know, some of it is about expectation, but I think some of it's to do with, you know, our personal values and our personal philosophies and outlook on life. And I do want a lot of those things, and not having that person to see that is possible. And I get that it is possible. I'm not saying that LGBT people are set for a life of misery. I really don't think that, because that's just not the case. But it would be nice to see some representation. I guess that's what it comes down to, just representation. Having that sense of pride, having that sense of achieving your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. And I'm missing that. That's what I want. I guess some of it's to do with being stealth. And I'm not stealth shaming in any way. I really respect people. Your right to privacy, your right to your life, your right to be who you are without, however you identify yourself, without having to out yourself or anything like that. Can you hear that? They're geese. Sorry to interrupt, but they fly over a lot. They just seem very confused. I don't know, global warming? Okay, side note, away. So yeah, if you know what I mean by any of this, maybe we can create a dialogue in the comments below, or send me a message. If you know of any older trans people who would be willing to talk, please let me know, because I would really, 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 really appreciate that. And what else? I can't remember what I was gonna say, so thank you for watching. I will stop this long video here. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you are experienced any of these things, or need to share anything, want to share anything. It'd be super cool. See you next time. Bye.